Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it?
What's up, guys?
Hi.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Brandy.
and you're listening to
Not So Serious Podcast. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Filming another episode already.
And it hasn't even been a week.
It hasn't even been a week.
Thriving in our content creating era.
Correct. I hope you guys enjoyed our last episode. We sure enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. We're getting back into it, and it's nice to get back into everything.
If you've watched it, rate us, like us, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We appreciate
Absolutely.
it very much.
Yeah, I mean, it takes like 2 seconds to drop us a like, subscribe to our channel, and then you'll know when we post. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok. The link will be in the description below. We post updates on there as to when we're going to upload episodes. And rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. That would be great. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Give us motivation to keep going.
Yeah, I need some kind of motivation to like live, you know?
Yeah,
So.
thanks.
But anyways.
So today that we're filming on Monday. And Valentine's Day is Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
What you doing for Valentine's Day?
Oh, I told you I'm going
Oh, yeah,
with
you're
the
going
girls
bowling.
from work.
Yeah.
They're all bringing their kids because all my friends from work have kids. And I don't have any kids.
I don't have any kids.
All the
either.
kiddos are
I
coming.
have half a kid. I have a kid that I didn't birth.
You know, like how they say the average person has like 2.5 kids, and it's like, how can you have half a kid?
You can have half a kid. I mean, because I didn't birth him, but like he's still kind of mine.
Yeah.
So he's like my half kid.
Yeah.
But I mean, if anybody asks, I'll just be like my son or like my kid or my boy. Like, you know, it's just too much to explain. Well, he's not mine, but like, you know, that's just, I'll just be like, yeah, that's my boy or that's my kid or whatever, you know. This Valentine's Day, I think is the first time since me and Dee have been together in 6 years that we both don't have to work and we're kid free and we're not doing anything.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Not
Valentine's
bad.
Day's canceled for me. It's been canceled.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, we'll probably go out
That's what
to
you
eat.
want to do.
We'll go out to eat. That's not what I want to do. But we'll go
Oh, okay.
we'll go out to eat like for the weekend. Not this weekend because I have to work. So like the next weekend after we've done forgot about it, we'll go out to eat. Me and Dee set a New Year's resolution for us as a married couple. And I think this is a good idea for a lot of people out there. Like, if you feel like you don't spend enough time together, we set a New Year's resolution that one day out of every month, we were going to have a date night. So, like, one Saturday I'm off. It's just us two. And we go out and have dinner and dessert or whatever. So, once a month. I mean, we are in the process of, like, building a home. We're saving a lot of money. Money's tight right now. But I feel like if you can't set aside one day of the month just for y'all, then something's wrong. Like,
Yeah.
you should at least make that time for each other.
Like, why would you not want to do that?
Right.
I'm not in a relationship, but yeah.
I mean, I would like to do it more often, but like I know this year is tight. You know,
it's hard with a kid too.
Yeah, and I feel like we're going through wedding year all over again. Like, wedding year was so tight on money, like so much was going on, and then that was 2022, and then 2023 last year and that's another reason why we didn't really do the podcast a lot, is because like I traveled a lot last year, and like we got everything that we wanted to do kind of out of our system last year, because it's basically like another year of like work and saving money, and you can't do anything.
Isn't that all life is anyways? Just saving money for the next thing.
Basically.
That's not life. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not a good one. It's not the one you want. But what can you do? I have a good life. I'm not I
You
do.
know, like-
I'm blessed. I am.
You know, like when you see like the influencers like doing their like their ads and stuff, like they don't really need that money. They got money.
I need that money.
I need that money.
Sponsor us. Like, we're taking sponsors. We're open to that. TikTok ads, like TikTok shop, like, please. Even if it's just $1 make me holler. We'll split it. We each get 2 quarters.
Yes, 50 cents.
That's 50-cent richer.
I'll put it in my piggy bank.
Hey, change adds up quick.
I do. I have a little Harry Potter like Gringotts bank thing that I got that you put your
Oh, that's
change
cool.
in,
Yeah.
and it's got a little dragon on top, and it's really cute. And I take that thing up to the darn bank and put it in there. Keep
Yeah.
my cash.
You want to know what I put my change in?
What?
You know how like you go to the beach, to the bar, and you order like those bucket drinks?
Oh, the bucket that we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put mine
the
in
tank, the fish bowl.
not the fish bowl. It's the one we got from Murphy's. The little bucket.
Oh
It
yeah,
had like
yeah.
a margarita or something in it. Little margarita bucket. That's what I put my change in.
Do you take the margarita bucket to the bank?
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what it says on it. I don't know. I just dump that bitch in there.
When I take my like cash to the bank, because I'm a server, and I come in there with like all those ones and stuff. I have a little like Barbie tin I take it in there,
Oh,
and it's a little Barbie on it. And this old lady told me it was really cute one day, and I was like,
I bet
"Thank
they
you."
think you're a stripper or something.
They do. When I feel the embarrassment of going up there and just the piles of ones putting it
Oh,
up there,
yeah.
and you just get that look like, where'd this come from?
I mean, I get it. I would be embarrassed too, I think. I
It
think I'd be like,
is.
I'm not a stripper. Like, I'm not.
Oh, I tell them. I'd be like, I'm a waitress. I'm sorry.
I
I don't know if they believe me.
like, a wait. Okay, a waitress.
She's a waitress. She's a waitress.
She's a waitress.
Mm,
That's why she only comes in here on the weekend, Fridays.
yep. That's big money day at the strip club. I wish I was a stripper. God, they probably make so much more than me.
They make a hell of a lot more than I do.
I could not do that. I
I
could
couldn't
not.
either.
I mean, shout out to the girls that do it.
I mean, for one, I have no rhythm. So, like, they'd be like, what the hell is she
I
doing?
have no rhythm and no confidence, and I'm very
I'm in the
awkward.
corner like... And then people be like, don't get her. She's
Just
really
like
bad.
offbeat.
She's really bad.
Girl, she can't even wink, too. You can't even wink at the crowd.
No.
'Cause Hannah can't wink.
I literally just learned how to whistle like a week ago. I don't have that many skills. I mean, I work in healthcare, so that's a skill.
Yeah.
I mean, I technically save people's lives because if my job didn't exist, people would die.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you think about it that way, because for those of you who don't know, I am a dialysis tech. So, I mean, 9 times out of 10, when you get on dialysis, that's like a lifelong thing. Like, you don't, that's a lifeline.
When
So,
you
like, if we
used
didn't
to-
exist, then dead.
When you used to work at the hospital, did you ever feel like you were on Grey's Anatomy? Like
Uh,
walking into the hospital at night? Like, did you feel like
Yeah.
you're on Grey's Anatomy and you're just walking in there?
Especially when I work, like, 2nd and 3rd shift. Because, like, the doctors, like, they really, like, sleep there.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know where the on-call rooms were. I was friends with this girl who used to sleep with one of the doctors. So she showed me
So
where
it
they
is
were.
like Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, so she showed me where they were. I was like, I
So
didn't know
they
these were here.
go to the on-call rooms like
Yes.
Grey's Anatomy?
Yes. Yeah. That's really a thing.
And they're like paging Dr. So-and-so to the OR, and he's like
She's
trying
like,
to get his stuff. I was like, he's trying to pull his clothes on and get together.
oh,
And
yeah.
he's rushing out of there, and somebody looks at him, and then just.
They're like, oh, yeah, we know what he was doing.
But did you feel like you were on Grey's Anatomy when you worked at the doctor's
Yeah.
office?
Yeah, I did.
I would put headphones in my head and listen to Grey's Anatomy songs.
Yeah. We weren't allowed to do that. We weren't allowed to have headphones.
Oh, I wear when I work, like when I serve, I put one headphone in my left ear, and like I leave this one out, so I can hear the customers.
Yeah.
But I hide it with my hair,
Oh, okay.
and I turn it on low, but just to have some kind of music
Yeah.
calms me down from the
Okay.
insanity of wanting to kill someone at work or go off on somebody.
See, I feel like I can't multitask, so I feel like if I did that, I would be like off my game. Like I feel like I would be distracted. That now people that I work with, they do that.
Mhm.
Like they'll have one AirPod in
That's what I do.
and they'll work, and I'm just like, what if somebody like needs something and like I can't hear?
Hannah doesn't really have any of her senses.
No, I can't
Um,
smell because since I had COVID, I can't smell anymore. I feel like I would be distracted because I can't hear, I can't see,
You can't smell.
and I can't smell.
The cat's litter box will be stinking. I'll walk into her house and be like, Hannah. And she'll be like, what?
I just can't smell it.
Like, do you want me to put your face in it? That's the only way you're gonna freaking smell
Well,
it.
okay, so my cat's litter box is like not out in the open. I have like one of those covers that looks like furniture. So like, if you walk in my house, like you would not know that I had a litter box. Like it's right here. Like you wouldn't think, oh, that's a cat's litter box.
Yeah, but you can smell that, Hannah.
But I can't smell it. Well, Dee will tell me, he'll be like, hey, like it's starting to smell, and I'll change it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I never smell it, and if I smell it, then I know that it's bad.
And she can't hear you say her name like 4 times. You think you're having a conversation with her and she's not listening.
Not even there. I'm not even there. In my own little world. That's why I can't listen to music at work.
No.
Because
That's
somebody
what I
be
do.
like, help, I'm dying. And I'll be like, get the best of both worlds.
Not Hannah Montana.
That's just the first song that came to my head. They're up there. I'll be like, you rock out the show.
It's like, you know, like in like the movies, like where you see like a fight happening in the background and somebody's like working and doing their
Yeah. that would be me.
Oh,
That would be
God.
me. And you know, I didn't know that I couldn't see. I started having issues a few months ago, and at work, like, because Dallas's machines, they have this big screen on them, and they'd be like, how long does so-and-so have left? And I'd be like, oh no, I can't see it. And then I started realizing, like, yo, I really can't see. So I went to the eye doctor, and they were like, yeah, you have astigmatism in your right eye, and you're really nearsighted, and da-da-da-da-da. So I'm supposed to wear my glasses 24/7. I do my best.
Can you see like the time on the, like how much time we've been going? Can you read that?
Barely. And I didn't realize it. So, like, I got 2 pairs of glasses. I got glasses for, like cute glasses that I can wear out, and then I got glasses for work, like some comfortable glasses. It doesn't really matter how they look. And I wore those glasses to work, and I was like, oh my God, I have supervision. Like, I can see everything. And I got in the car to drive, and I was like, whoa, this was dangerous. Because why could I not see that stop sign?
Oh my God.
But you don't realize how bad it is until, like, you can see, and then you're like, oh dang, I really was blind.
You ever just run stop signs? Because I did them and not realized it.
I
And like then I'd be like, oh my God, they got me. They got me. They got me.
I've ran a red light without knowing before.
I did too because I treated it like it was a stop sign. Like in my brain,
Yes,
like
I've
I
done that
stopped and I
before.
looked both ways, and then I just went.
I've done that before.
And then I realized that after, and I was like, oh,
You know what's crazy? And I think a lot of people do this. Like, you're driving somewhere and you zone out, and
I do
then you
too.
get there, and then you're like, how did I get here? I don't even remember anything. Like,
I'll
how
be,
did I
like,
even get
on
here?
the road that my house is on, and I'm like, I don't remember turning on this road.
No. It's like it was all a blur, and you're like, how did I get here without dying?
I just don't think anybody should be able to drive at all. They need to come up with some kind of transportation because first of all, I can't drive. And second of all, like, people zone out like that. Like,
Yeah.
that's scary.
And you know we're not the only ones that do that. Like,
no,
people be doing
everybody
that.
does that. That's
Yeah.
common. That's just,
That's a common thing. I feel like I seen something about it on TikTok one time.
I feel like I never have an original thought. And it's crazy because, like, I'm all like, man, I'm so unique. Like, I'm my own person. I'm so original. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody else like me. And then you go on TikTok and somebody just tells this random story, and you're like,
Yeah. I've felt like that before.
that's not,
Like, why are
that's
you
not
talking
just
about
me.
my life? I
I don't know. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
somebody will
I-
talk about something, and you're like, oh shoot, I do that.
Yeah.
I
And
thought I
then-
was the only person that did that.
Exactly. I felt like that too. That's crazy. And it's weird stuff too. I'd be like, oh, I'm so weird. I'm probably like the
Yes.
only person that does that.
Yes.
And then you watch a TikTok and they're telling like your whole life story, and I'm like, oh my God.
And I'll have an idea for a TikTok, and then I'll see somebody else do it, and I'm like, well, now I can't do it now because they'll say, oh, you copied so and
So I can't hear, I can't see, I can't smell, I can't think.
So why are you?
Alive? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. This is dark. I'm sorry. Okay, so I feel like I have really dark humor,
I do too.
and like, you know, I hang out with y'all all the time, and y'all just expect me to say things like that, and I
Yeah.
expect you to say things like that, and it's just like nonchalant, and
Yeah.
you just continue with the conversation.
Yeah.
I was getting my hair done the other day, and Kate has like new people in there now, you know,
Yeah.
so like they don't really know me as well,
Yeah.
and I just say something, I don't know. I was like, I don't know, I'll probably just like die or something. Like, I was like, I don't know what we were talking about, and I was like, man, like that. I said that would just kill me. Like, I would just die if that happened. And she was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
She said, and Caitlin was like, yeah, I just tuned it out. Like, she just talks like
Yeah, that's just, she'd be like that. I feel like even like working in healthcare, you have to have dark humor.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to have kind of a thick skin, or like you can't do my job. Like, because I mean, people are crazy and crazy things happen. Like I'm telling you, I feel like I work at one of those jobs where I feel like I know everything, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like something will happen. I've been there almost 4 years, and something will happen that I've never seen before, and I'll be like, "Dang, you think you know everything, but you don't, Nemo. You don't."
I say that to myself all the time. I'll be at the gym and you think you can do all that. And like you put all that weight on and you're like, you
Think you-
can't. You think you could do
do all
that,
these
Nemo, but
things.
you can't.
You
You
just
just
can't.
can't. I feel like we both had like this long weekend and is it just me or have you realized when you have this long weekend and you actually get 8 hours of sleep every night?
Mm.
Like when you wake up, you look like a person and you don't look like a freaking hobo.
Yeah,
You know, on the days when you wake up to work during the week, like you're on like your third day or something
and you look
during the week, and you
rough.
wake up and you're like the bags are bagging and like
Gucci bags.
Prada. But like the bags are bagging and you just feel soulless.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have those few days off and then you wake up and you're like, oh, I am a person.
Oh, I have energy.
and I'm actually kind of cute and I'm really pretty.
Yeah.
And then you go to work for a few days and it just sucks the life out of you.
Yeah. Especially like me and you both work with the public, so it's
The
that
public
will suck
drains
the
you.
life out of you. Yeah. People are
crazy.
yeah.
If you've never worked with the public, you do not know how stupid people can be.
Yeah.
I'm working the next 3 days and then I'm off Friday, but I have a doctor's appointment. So like I still got to get up and go and do stuff.
I'm actually, for those of y'all who see how bad my hair looks, I'm getting my hair done Friday. And I have completely had to cut out all of my luxuries because, we're trying to save money. So I'm just going to have to tell her, blend it, baby. Blend it and just let it grow. Because I do want to grow it out for summer. You guys haven't seen me since I got a big chop, but I did chop all my hair off. If you want to follow me on TikTok, I posted a TikTok when I chopped it all off. I did like a little transformation, real cute. I did like I Paint the Town Red, that song,
Yeah.
and I had like red in my hair. It's gone now, but it was cute. It was a vibe.
I like the red.
I did
Sometimes
too.
I seen this girl on TikTok and she had been like blonde forever, always like bleached her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went and got her hair red and it just like looked so good on her.
Oh, I love that.
And I was like, man,
I liked the red in my hair. I
feel-
loved it.
like I don't know. Like sometimes I want to just dye my hair, but then I would hate it. I just know me. Do you think being blonde is just a part of your personality? Because I feel like
Yes.
it's a part of mine.
Absolutely.
Like that's just my personality.
Like patients who don't know my name at work will be like Blondie. Like they know me from being blonde headed. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a personality trait.
So then I think like when I'm not, like, who am I?
Yeah. 24601.
Who am I?
Les Mis reference if you don't know it, you're lame. Anyways.
Did you see where they were bringing Les Mis back into theaters? Like I don't know when. I think
Yes.
it's sometime soon though.
I want to go.
And
'Cause that's one of my
yes,
favorite movies of all time.
I have to go.
And I want to go, and I'm making D go.
They took us because I was in chorus in high school when it came out back in the day in like 2012 when we were in high school.
Yeah. All those years
I'm
ago.
aging myself right now. We went on a field trip, so we got to miss school for the day, and we went to see Les
Oh,
Mis.
that sounds fun.
It was great.
I love that movie.
And there's some scenes in there like
Yeah.
in my old
Like the prostitutes.
yeah,
and-
and my choir teacher was sitting there. I feel like she didn't know what she was taking us into.
She definitely didn't.
I feel so emotionally connected to that musical. That's one of my favorites. And I know it's basic to say Les Mis is one of your favorites, but it is.
Oh, it's absolutely one of my favorites.
Because we did, for one of our choir concerts, we did the whole Les Mis. Like,
Yeah.
it was so good too.
I love that.
It ate.
It ate.
It ate. It boots down. Back in the day, I thought it ate. I don't know. I thought we
Did
sounded
it?
good. I thought it was there.
I love Les Mis.
And then I did Les Mis at the college here, and that was fun.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I just feel so connected to Les Mis.
I
yeah.
watched y'all. I liked it. I liked watching y'all.
It was cool.
was
I got
good.
to be a prostitute for it because I was in the ensemble.
Yeah.
And the ensemble was really not, like, the ensemble is good.
Yeah.
Like, you get to be in almost every scene.
Yeah.
It's not bad if you get ensemble.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I used to think, oh, that's bad. But it's really not, because you get to be in all the songs and all the dances and everything and stuff, like if you're doing,
Yeah.
yeah, like In the Heights.
Right.
Like I got to be in like every single musical number,
Yeah.
which was cool.
It's not a bad place to be in.
No, because some of the main characters, they're not barely even there.
Yeah.
Like they show up for a little
They're
bit. They do
talked
their
about more
scenes.
than they're actually in it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when you're in the ensemble, you just get to kind of be in everything, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to be a prostitute, and then I got to be a part of the little gang.
Yeah.
And so I got to be a boy, and I got to put my hat on. It was cool.
I liked watching y'all do that. I went and saw it, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, small town local news, but did you hear about our town is a really big sports town, really big football town.
Yeah.
They're demolishing the little theater that we had.
Mm-hmm.
Did Les Mis in there?
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be all taken down for sports stuff now.
Are you serious?
And like the whole theater department is literally like coming down. And you know how much of a big theater school that was?
Yeah.
And it took a lot to build it up to that.
Right. Yeah.
But they really brought theater like to the town. There wasn't really much. But all that's going down for sports stuff, and that upsets me.
Yeah. I mean, how are people supposed to have an appreciation of the arts growing up if they're not seeing it, if they're not around it, if they're not doing it?
Like I feel like people used to think it was lame.
Yeah.
Like when we did like plays.
People still
and
think
stuff.
it's lame.
Like they thought that was lame. But
you watch movies, don't you?
You watch movies, don't you? You like actors.
Yeah.
You know where all those actors came from?
Drama Club. Disney Channel.
You know Timothée Chalamet came from drama and doing plays and stuff. And Hugh Jackman, you see him as Wolverine, and go watch Les Mis. Go watch The Greatest Showman. He's done Broadway stuff. Like everybody, that's how they get there. That's your starting point.
It's a stepping stone. Like that's crazy. I mean, it's cool if you play sports. Like if you play football, great. If you play baseball, like my stepson plays baseball and basketball, great. Like I love that for him. I'm not gonna beat it in his head and be like, you must take drama class. Like, I mean, if that's what he likes, that's what he likes, Yeah. I mean, I respect all of it, but I mean, you're not even giving people the option.
I feel like drama is just such an outlet for like the kids that don't have a place.
You
know what I mean?
Absolutely. I feel that way too.
Like, and I felt that was the one place, like when you stepped in that drama classroom, nobody would judge you at all.
Exactly.
It was like a no judgment
It was a safe
zone.
place.
It was a safe place for many kids.
Yeah.
And to see that happening just in our town, like theater being taken away,
I'm not surprised.
Really upsets me.
It's upsetting, but I'm not surprised.
They are trying to build their sports up more, but where are the other kids going to go?
Yeah. Nobody cares. I don't care. They're probably making money off of it somehow.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know how sports is always funded? All right, so we did cheer, too. And you know how, like, the football players, they never had to pay for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They got everything handed to them, like, all kind of new stuff every year. And we had to pay hundreds of dollars to cheer.
Yeah, and
because even cheer wasn't appreciated.
They rode on the charter buses, and we rode on the cold school bus with no heat and no air,
and the seats coming apart, duct taped up.
Yeah. So that goes to show you. I'm pretty sure those buses had like a bathroom on them.
The ones that the boys rode? Yeah, they did.
That's crazy.
I
mean, you was just SOL. If
you know, my little cousin cheers, and they had to drive. They went to the beach for one of the football games this year. They played a team down there, and the football players got the charter buses with the bathrooms and everything, and the girls didn't.
Of course.
First of all, let me tell y'all this: girls pee a lot,
way more
and girls
than men.
Get periods. Girls need bathrooms.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But do they care?
They don't care.
They don't care.
So anything with the arts, anything that women do, who cares?
Yeah. Don't worry, we just buried your children. It's not that big of a deal.
I just feel like I went on a rant about that, but it just kind of like flowed into me. So I was thinking about that.
I saw this thing on TikTok, and I don't know if you've seen it. You might have or may not have, but I didn't know if they've seen it. And it really makes you think. So it was this guy, and he was going around asking a lot of men, there's 3 important women in your life. Your mom, your wife, and your daughter. Okay? So it was saying ranked from your top priority to the one you love most to least. In what order do they go in? So if you are a man and they said, okay, do you love your wife, your daughter, your mom? Like, how would you rank them and how much? Like,
That's like an impossible question.
It's
I feel
not.
like.
it's not though. There's a way it's supposed to be.
I mean, like the Bible says, like, you know, your wife is
Your
your one, like
soulmate, your priority, your top priority.
you
That's right.
stood up there, said vows and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're right.
And then I'd feel like your kid that you brought into the world
would be next.
would be next. Like,
Right.
you brought that kid into the world. That's your priority.
So, and then like your parent.
Yeah.
So that's correct. That's the way it's supposed to be.
But I'm not a man. I don't have a kid and I have a mom. So.
Well, yeah. But like, I mean, it talks about it in the Bible too, but like, and there was a guy who responded to it and he said it perfectly. Like, he has a daughter. So like, he knows, you know, and he was like, I love my daughter. I'd give anything for my daughter, but my wife comes before my daughter. And that was so controversial. Like, people were like, oh my God, like, that's your kid. Like, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, but you wouldn't have the kid if it wasn't for your wife.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's like your spouse is supposed to be your number one priority, like the one you love most, the one you put everything into. And people were like, oh, like my mom comes first. And it was a lot of people who like weren't married and stuff. So I get why you would think like that.
Yeah.
And I love my mom. Like, I'd die for my mom, you know, but like at a certain point in your life, you're not meant to be up under your mom, you know, like at some point you grow up and you start a family and like you kind of not say like you move on into that next chapter of your life, and then your mom's kind of like, my work is done, like I raised you and you're on to the next phase in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, like, you have other top priorities the further you go in life. Everybody was saying, because he was like, my wife will always come before my daughter, and people were like flipping out, saying like, my husband would never come before my kid, or my wife would never come before my kid. And like, I understand, like, you made that child, you love your child, and that doesn't mean you don't love your child. The way that God meant for it to be was your spouse and then your children.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people like don't think of it that way. But when I watched it, and before I even saw the guy's response, I was like, oh, your spouse, your kid, your mom. Like that.
Yeah.
It was like common sense to me. And then I asked D to see what he would say, and he said the same thing. And he was like, you know, I love my kid, but like, you're my wife. Like, we said vows in front of God, like we're bound by God. So like, you are my priority. You're my soulmate. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and people like, they were freaking out.
They were like going off in the comments.
Yeah, like they were saying like, how could you ever say that? And I'm like, you wouldn't have that kid without your spouse.
Yeah.
Your spouse gave you that gift. I mean, it takes two to make a kid. So, I mean, that's a part of each of you. But it takes two, and you wouldn't have that without your significant other.
Yeah.
So it's like a secondary, it's as bad as it sounds, it's a secondary, and it's a different love. Like, you don't love your child like you do your spouse. Like, it, and I don't have a child of my own, but, you know, just from talking to my mom and stuff, like, she was like, the way you love your child is so different than the way you love anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not saying like, oh, I don't love my kid as much. It's just, it's a different type of love.
It's not that you wouldn't give anything for that kid.
Exactly.
But,
and people were like,
yeah, I get that.
wanting to run off at the mouth at this guy, like, and wasn't listening to what he was saying. But what he said made perfect sense. It's just a different type of loving. You love your parent in a different way than you love your spouse and your kid. Like, it's not the same. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, what your opinions are about it. And I mean, you could think I'm wrong, and that's fine. I mean, everybody's got their own opinion, but I
Yeah.
agreed with the guy.
Yeah, I can't really speak on it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not in a relationship. I'm not a man, but yeah, I get it where he's coming from. Yeah.
And like, another thing, I feel like getting married has become such a freaking trend nowadays, and I can't stand it.
Oh, it has. Getting married and having a baby is a trend.
Yeah, it's like a race. Like, you graduate and you're like, oh, how fast can I get married and spit one out? I mean, like,
It really is.
And there's people so much younger than me that have multiple kids, and I'm like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, people literally like 6 years younger than us, married, 2 freaking kids, and I'm
like when I
okay.
got out of high school, I was not in that position in my life to like even think about like getting married and having kids.
I saw this thing. I don't know where it was at. I don't know if this was TikTok or Facebook or something. I don't know. But it was like some people have these kids so early, they haven't even formed who they are yet, who their
Mhm.
personality is. First of all, the whole frontal lobe thing, don't even develop until you're like 25.
Right.
But people have these kids so young, like right out of high school, and they haven't developed as a person, and they don't even know who they are yet. And then they have these kids, and that kid takes up all your time. They don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that causes like mental health issues down the road. You're like, who
It
even
does.
am I? It causes relationship issues. Like, I'm not the same person I was
And I'm
when I
not
met
saying
you. Like,
anything about people who do that. Like,
Yeah.
if that's you, go
if
ahead
it
and do
works,
you.
then it works. Like, I know people we went to high school with who were together all through high school and got married, and they're still together. They have kids and they're thriving. I mean, it's possible. It can happen. But
I
for a
just feel
lot of
like your
people,
20s, you need to find out who you are, what
get
you want to
established in
do,
your life. Yeah.
and like become your own person, because you think when you're 18 you know everything,
You
but
don't.
you don't.
You don't
You
know
look back on that and you're like, man, I had my life
Like,
planned
think
out.
about looking back where we were when we were 18. Like, we're completely different people. And think
Oh,
about
yeah.
if we would have got married when we were 18.
Oh,
Yeah. And have kids
Oh.
now. Like, think about how much we would have missed out on.
yeah,
You know? I mean, I think you should have that time to, like,
I do too.
do what you want to do. Figure
And like, I
yourself
still
out.
don't know who I am, honestly. Like, I feel like you discover new parts about yourself
Yeah.
every day, really.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I change how I am all the time, but I think I'm just bipolar. Like, you know, one day I'm like this, and then one day I think like this. Like,
Right,
I could put this podcast out. Huh?
I said, okay, Patricia. I still haven't seen that movie.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I can look back on something I said on a podcast
Last year.
last year and be like, I don't agree with that anymore.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But anyways, back to that. Like, I feel like people haven't developed who they are as a person, and then you bring a kid into the world, and then
and
you're
it
like,
changes your whole entire life.
that's your life now.
And then what you gonna do with the kid? Be like, oh, I don't want it. Like, get rid of it. Like, you can't do that. Like, you have that kid. That's your responsibility. Like, now that's what you're stuck with. Like, you have to raise that kid and be a good parent. And that's how a lot of marriages end in divorce. And a lot of it's because of finances, because you get married so young and y'all aren't really establishing your career. And then you're like, oh, we're not making any money, or this isn't what I want to do, or whatever, but this is what I have to do because now we have a kid and I have to do this and I'm not
Yeah.
happy. Like, that happens a lot.
I'd like to be able to bring a kid into the world once I accomplish my goals for myself.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Because you don't want to bring a kid into the world when you're half-assed, don't even know what you're doing. Because that's not fair to your kid.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
I feel like you're never going to be ready.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing you can do to prepare yourself for that.
Yeah.
And it's a learning experience.
Yeah. I mean, Dee had Noah when he was 19. Like,
sorry, we just crapped on Dee this.
no. Like, and it was obviously like not a planned thing for him to have a kid at 19, obviously. And he was about to go into the military.
Like, I feel like it changed his life and brought him into who he was supposed to be.
And I think in that particular scenario, it helped him grow up. It helped him form into the man that he is today. And he's a good person. He's a good man. He's a great dad. Like, I feel like he's kind of one of the exceptions to that. But he was like ready to go into the Air Force. Like, he was about to go into the military. And then it's like, oh, you have a kid on the way. And then that's done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you're like fresh out of high school and working a third shift job and washing cars, and you got to do what you got to do. But it takes somebody who wants to be a good parent to be like, I'm going to do better for my kid. Like, he went and got a degree. Like, he has a great job. He makes, pretty good money. And he still makes time for Noah. Like, we take him to do things. Like, he's a good dad. But he had to step up to the plate to do that. Like, he was determined.
I like the idea. Like, I couldn't imagine having a kid right now.
No, God, me either. Because, I'm getting a taste of it now. And And he's not with us 24/7.
Mhm.
And I just couldn't imagine, like, me already feeling so tired all the time and me being, like, wanting my alone time.
Just
And I'm like,
imagine being like 20, 21 having a kid.
no,
The
I couldn't do
person I
it.
was when I was that age,
I'm not built for that.
she's a
Especially
completely
wasn't
different
then.
person.
Yeah.
I don't know her, like I
No.
said. But, like, I really think, like, you should grow up and figure out who you are and what you want and figure out who you are as a person before.
Yeah.
But that's just my stance on it, and,
And there's people out there who do it and it works for them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's like that with everybody.
no.
And like I said, in Dee's case, like, it helped him be like, all right, I got to get in shape. I got to grow up. I'm about to be a father. And he was kind of still in that place in his life where he was, like, kind of still having fun and going out with his friends and stuff. And a reality check, like, he had to be ready.
Mhm.
But I think that was meant to happen that way for things to work out the way they did. Like, God has a funny way of making things happen to, like, fall into his plan. And I really believe that. I believe that was just something that he had to go through and take on. And he's such a good dad. Like, I feel like he's going to be such a better parent than I will be. And, like, I hate to say that, but, like, he's just so patient and, like, he's so good at everything, I feel like. And I'm just over here, like,
I just
trying
feel
not to have a
like
panic
that's
attack.
just who he is as a person.
That's true.
He's very structured and
Yeah.
very type A.
Yeah. It's such a trend right now for people to get married and they've been with the person like a year and a half, and they're like, oh, we love each other, we're gonna get married, like,
Yeah.
it's cute or whatever, and oh, we're gonna have this big wedding and have all these pretty pictures and have this big shindig and whatever, and it's a trend, and I feel like that's when people don't put their spouse, like, first.
Yeah.
Because you just got married as a trend, like, you got married for the hell of it.
I've seen so many people, like, at my work, like, because, people go in and out. When you're at a job for years, you see people go in and out. You see so many people.
Yeah.
But, like, I've seen people meet somebody and, like, they already got a kid and it's been less than a year than they've been together.
I just couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
That's such a huge commitment to something, like, for somebody that you're not, like, in it for life with, to me. Like, that's
I feel like
risky.
it takes more than a year to get to know somebody.
Yeah.
And I feel
absolutely.
like you learn more about people every day.
Yeah. I mean, me and Dee, we had a rocky road. Like, it wasn't always perfect. Me and Dee, our relationship actually started out pretty rough. Like, I feel like we went through the roughest part of our relationship in the very beginning. And it was like, well, we overcame all of that and it made us stronger. And then we were better, like, towards the end. And I feel like if we can get through what we got through in the beginning, then we're good. And I thought about that, like, when we were getting married. I'm like, man, we've been through so much. Like, we have been through so much. We should have already broke up. But, like, we stuck with it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the love has to be there. Like, we're in love with each other. Like, it felt right. And, like, I feel like I just couldn't marry somebody if I didn't know 100%, like, if it felt right. Like,
Yeah.
like, when me and Dee got married, like, people get cold feet and stuff, but I didn't. Like, of course I was nervous because it was, like, a big event, but, like, I never once thought this might not work. Like, I didn't have any doubts. Like, I knew in my mind, like, this is right. This is what I want to do. And I feel like if you don't have that feeling, like, you're taking a gamble. Like, and I'm not saying, like, we're not going to go through hard times. Like, I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
They say that 7th year of marriage is the hardest. They say the first year and the 7th year are the hardest years of marriage. That's what they say. They say it. I don't know who they is.
That's what I don't.
But I told Dee, I was like, I feel like our
They.
7th year of marriage, we should go travel. Like, we should go do stuff. So that way it won't
Yeah,
be.
you might have a baby by then.
Oh, we might. Because we've been married for a year. Yeah, we probably will have a baby by then. We'll take her with us. Him, her. Take him with us. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows what the future holds? But speaking of that, this is kind of off topic. I got to thinking about something. We were talking about, like, Valentine's Day and stuff, and then we were talking about we said something about Nemo, and it made me think of it. Do you have like weird nicknames that people have given you? Like I know we call you B-Row,
Yeah.
but like I don't know, like
B-Row, B-Randy,
yeah,
Bran.
yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Well, my husband has given me some of the weirdest nicknames over the years, and I don't know where they've come from. I don't know where he's got them from. I know of one where it kind of is relevant too, but he called me Bo Peep for the longest time. And I'm like, where did you get that from? Like little Bo Peep, but it's just Bo Peep, and then it was shortened to Little Bo, and then it was just Bo. And I'm like,
No, not bad.
where did you get that from? He called me that for a long time, and then he started calling me Nemo.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't watch the movie, like, so I don't know where Nemo came from, but you said Nemo made me think of that. And
Oh, this girl at work used to call me Scrappy. You know, like from Scooby-Doo.
yeah,
She said because you're just like a little tiny ball of energy. You're like a little scrappy dog. Yeah, I've been all the time. And she's like, in a good way, but you're just like a little scrappy dog. I hear about
that's cute. That's cute.
I was like, okay.
That's cute. And he started calling me, this is the most popular that he still calls me today, Snow. He calls me Snow a lot, and
Because you're pasty?
because I'm really pale. And it's not meant in a mean way. He's just like, oh, you just look like Snow to me. Little Snow. And he told me the other day, he was like, you know, when I posted that post for our anniversary, or like when I post for your birthday, like I'd be wanting to say happy birthday, Snow. And he's like, but I feel like people might think that's racist. So I don't say it. And I said, well, why do you call me Snow? Is it because I'm white? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, I mean, I know it's not like derogatory, but like he's like, but people might think like I'm being mean, and but Snow is like the most popular that he calls me, and Tinkerbell, because I pee on myself sometimes.
I do too.
Like you
No.
think that like you're done peeing, and then you're not.
No, I just pee on myself because like I get to laughing
Yeah.
when. Okay, so I know I'm old. You ever do a jumping jacks? You ever do jumping jacks?
No.
Oh,
Never.
No workout. No.
I don't do jumping jacks. No.
Don't do jumping jacks. Every time I do jumping jacks, I like pee. Is that bad?
Just think we haven't even had kids yet.
No, but you know
like,
when I
we're
get
not
to
doing
laughing,
diapers.
like if we're out and about and I get to laughing and I say I'm about to pee, you know I really am about to pee.
Yeah.
There was this video of us out when we were sitting outside of the door because we got locked out of our house, of our Airbnb.
God, yes.
And I had to pee so bad, and it's on video, and I'm like, I literally can't get up because I will.
I felt like that too. I was about to like pee in the backyard because
Oh my God.
we were locked out of this Airbnb that we were staying in, and we had been out all day, and it was like the day we got there, so we'd been in the car all day, like out all day, like hadn't even really been there, but to drop our stuff off, and I'm pretty sure we hadn't like peed at all. But yeah, I mean, like, you know when you sit down to pee, and then you're like, I'm done. And then you know, do your business, and then you get up, and then you like flush the toilet, wash your hands, and then you get up to like walk out of the bathroom, and like you're still peeing. Yeah, like that happens to me a lot. And Dee was like, "That's weird. You shouldn't be like doing like you haven't had kids. Like you're not that old. Like you shouldn't be peeing on yourself like that." And I'm
You're not that old.
I mean, you're not old enough to be peeing on yourself. I'm like, I don't know. I think I have overactive bladder. I do. Because I have all the symptoms.
We have a vacation coming up in May
Yes.
that I'm really excited for. First of all, Kagan pissed me off the other day. Because I called her and I was like, my mental health is not good right now. I said, I really want to go to the beach. I said, that's the only way I'm going to be happy right now is if I'm sitting on the beach.
Yeah.
And y'all know how it is. It's just when you're at the beach, it's
different. Yeah, it hits different.
Or literally anywhere. Like I would literally go stay in a hotel right up the road just to be in a different environment.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know,
just something different. Get out of the same
serotonin.
Routine. Yeah.
Of just going somewhere.
Yeah.
Makes my brain feel like I'm happy for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's that serotonin boost.
I feel that.
And no, I was so mad at her because we were dead set. Like I was looking at hotels. I was like, please go to the beach with me. Mm-hmm. And she was going to go, and then she lost her motivation. I said, I hate you.
See, like, my life is just to that point to where, like, I can't pick up and do stuff like that anymore. Like, I have too many
But you
responsibilities.
can.
But I can't because
But you literally can.
I could, but it would screw my life up. Because, I mean, I'm a wife, I'm a stepmom. Like, I feel like I have so many responsibilities and, like,
Well, when you
I
don't have
I don't have the option.
Okay, so when you don't have your kid and when you're not working,
I was about to say when you're not married.
like when you're not working, you're just like, here, why not go to the beach?
I mean, my mom, this is
It's
new
right up
too.
the road.
This is new too. My mom has a beach house
and
now.
she's got a place to stay. Tell me you wouldn't be there
So-
24/7 if you could.
I mean,
And
if it
any
worked
chance
out that
any
way.
chance you got, I would be there.
we might be taking a girls trip in July. We talked about taking a girls trip in July, so we're probably gonna do
Yeah.
that.
Kate really wants to go. She was talking about it. the
Oh,
other
was
day,
she?
too.
Okay. Yeah, I do.
She
I
said
really want to
she
go.
Took the dates off and everything.
Oh,
so-
cool. So yeah, we're probably doing that. But May is so busy for me. Like,
May is also my birthday, and Hannah's going to be out of town on my birthday,
yeah.
and it's really disrespectful.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
This
I'm
goes
not.
back to the duties that I have.
All your
All my
duties.
duties. The first weekend in May, Noah has a baseball tournament. So he's doing travel ball in Tennessee. So that's like a whole weekend long thing. And then 2 weeks later, we're going to Mystic Falls. My mom's going for the first time. Y'all, she has not stopped talking about it. She is so excited.
Yeah, we went and watched the last 2 episodes of the originals with her.
She's already done with the originals.
By the way, if you haven't watched our podcast before we rebranded or anything,
Mhm.
we're obsessed with Vampire Diaries. I'm obsessed, and I made Hannah watch it. Tell me every single show I've made you watch you liked.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I know how to pick them.
Yeah.
But it's literally one of the best shows ever. And we're literally 3 hours from Mystic Falls.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that far of a drive for us.
No, it's not.
So this will be, is it our third
It's our third
time
time.
going?
We took Dee for the first time last year, and there's actually a vlog on my personal channel
Oh,
from that
in our first trip there, I have the vlog on my channel.
on your channel.
And it's really funny. That's when we were locked out of the house. And we had to
Yeah,
pee.
that's where
If
the
y'all
footage
want
is.
to watch that. So
Yeah.
every year I feel like we take a new person.
Yeah.
We take
We-
a new
we
person.
recruit somebody
We
else.
recruit somebody
'Cause
else.
me and Brandy have been every year together, and then last year was Dee's first time, and this is my mom's first time, and
So we
she's
make
so
somebody
excited.
else watch the show,
and then
then
suck
we'll
them
take
in.
you. Then we suck them in. Okay, now you got to go on the strip with us.
Right, but she cannot wait. She's so excited.
She's gonna love it.
And then after we get back from that, we're taking Noah to the beach for his birthday because his birthday's in May too.
hmm
So May is packed for me. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
It's just something about going to Mystic Falls. It
So
makes me
good.
happy.
My mom's gonna love it.
I don't know what it is. There's just something about being there that makes me happy. Like I would move there.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I don't know. It's the cutest little town.
It is so cute.
And it's just so surreal to see like your favorite show like just come to life because it's
Yeah.
exactly the same.
It really is.
And you go
So
there
cool.
and you just feel like you're there. And
If
you're
you're a
in it.
Vampire Diaries fan, I highly recommend that you go to Covington. It's so fun.
We're poor, so we've never went to a convention or
I want to go. So
and
bad.
we want to go so bad, but it's kind of outrageous. Like the amount
Kinda.
of money, like it's like the amount of money I would make in a month, literally to
to
go
for
on
one
that trip.
person to go.
Like you think about food, a place
Yeah.
to stay,
Plus,
then the convention
convention.
tickets.
Yeah.
Like it's outrageous.
like if we went to a convention, we'd have to eat like Pop-Tarts the whole time. Like,
Pop-Tarts and alcohol
yeah, one bottle of bourbon.
and Easy Mac for dinner.
Yeah, because
You get one.
like, how do people afford that?
I don't understand. And there's
What are
these
y'all
people
doing
that
for a
go all
living?
the time, and I'm just like, how? Like I feel like I'm
Like
the-
people go every year.
Yeah, they do. And
That's
travel to
crazy.
all the conventions. I'd love to do that. I feel like I'm the biggest fan of Vampire Diaries there is out there.
Probably.
I know everything about everything.
yeah.
I've watched it so many times. I can't even tell you.
yeah.
But the one person that I would like to meet the most would be Joseph Morgan, which you know this. I just think he's phenomenal.
He is.
I love Klaus the character, and I just think he's a fantastic actor.
Mhm.
And like his facial expressions and like you can
He's
just read
awesome.
everything on his face.
Absolutely.
And I just don't know why he isn't more like in big projects and stuff.
The
He's just such a good
Originals
actor.
was the best spinoff to a show I've ever seen. The Originals was by far the best spinoff show, and I think
Oh yeah, for sure.
who I would want to meet the most, I bet you could never guess.
I already know. It's Daddy Rick.
Daddy Rick!
She's obsessed. She just has
I'm
daddy
obsessed.
issues.
I'm obsessed. I think if I met him, and I would just disintegrate. Like, I wouldn't even be a person anymore. Just,
Yeah, that's how.
What would you do?
Like Joseph Morgan? You wouldn't feel like that with Joseph Morgan.
I would. But I think Daddy Rick would make me like,
Not even Ian Somerhalder.
yeah, him too. I mean, there's a lot that would probably make me like die. But
Yeah.
like, I think him would be like the most crazy for me because like I'm a fan.
Fan of your work. We did meet Zach, who plays Matt Donovan.
We did meet him.
He was
Yeah.
with the girl just randomly, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And he was super nice.
Yeah,
We didn't get a
and
picture,
we just
which
walked
sucked.
right up to his table.
We
and
literally just walked right up to him.
I felt bad, like you don't want to invade like people's
Yeah.
space and everything. Like I would hate people coming up to me,
Right. Yeah.
But it's like, man, this is my only chance. But we were really nice about it.
Yeah, and we didn't like take up a lot of his time. We were just like, hey, and he was super nice. Like he was like, well, thanks for coming to say hey, like,
Mhm.
and like he wasn't like rude, and he was really chill,
Mhm.
and he didn't make us feel stupid for like coming to talk to him. Like he was really nice. So that was really cool. But yeah, I highly recommend watching the Vampire Diaries, the Originals, Legacies, and going to Mystic Falls if you're a fan because it
But
is awesome.
if you want to see our blogs from that, we can link them below. The first time we went is on my channel, and then the second time we went is on Hannah's channel.
He
It's
loved it. He is still watching the Originals right now. We haven't had a whole lot of time to watch it recently, but
I feel like
he's on season 3.
He didn't know how excited he was going to be to go.
Yeah.
Like you don't really know.
He
until you
loved
get
it. He loved the tour, and you have to do the tour. If you go, you have to do the Vampire Stalkers tour. You have
Yes,
to. Like that's a
that's the one to
necessity.
do.
That is definitely the one to do.
We will be there again in May, so
Yeah. And I'm sure there'll
excited.
be some kind of content between me and Brandy. There will be something, so stay tuned for that. Just comment, give us a like, and please subscribe. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify. And if you're watching, thanks so much for watching. And if you're listening, go check out our YouTube channel if you want to see our faces. It's nothing special, but still do that because that would be really cool.
I feel like this kind of on topic, but not. But see, when we do these podcasts, like we go all out with our makeup, and then we just put on sweatpants. And
Yeah.
that's the not so serious.
That is not
way.
so serious. I've got on my husband's pajama pants right now, and you never know because I've been
Just
covered up the whole
beat your
time,
face to the gods and put on sweatpants.
and they'll never know.
It's a look though,
It's a look.
and I feel like it's a trend.
It is.
Like when we were in high school, it was a trend to not dress up,
Yeah.
and then we went through a phase where you got to be dressed up all
Right.
out all the time,
Yeah.
and now it's going back to just casual wear.
Yeah.
And just being comfortable, and I love that.
Yeah.
And
Me
that is
too.
the
I
brand
love
of the podcast. So we try, but we don't try, and it reflects.
I mean, that is the whole brand. But we were going to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit today, but we kind of ran out of time, so we might touch on that a little bit next episode. We both had some thoughts on that, but we don't want it to run too long, so we're going to save that for next time. So please subscribe and check us out on Spotify, YouTube, follow our Instagram and TikTok. It's in the description below.
And hit the like button. It really helps us in the algorithm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, I said that word. Great. It just flowed off.
I'm so proud of you.
I kind of just went on with my conversation, but I had to acknowledge that. Yeah, I can speak sometimes.
All right. Well, thanks so much. If you made it this far, thank you. And thanks so much for supporting us, watching us. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.